you who are already in that live stream chat, waiting to defend the animals with us. As always today, there's a truck. There's a truck. There's a truck. There's a truck.
Go.
Okay, guys, whilst we're running, I'm going to do the disclaimer. Our disclaimer today is to peacefully protest. We're not here to cause alarm, harassment, or distress. We're here to defend the animals. We're not here to cause any intimidation, but we're here to defend the animals with everything we've got. Okay, we're good. We're going to be in front now. There's a truck coming, guys. Double tap the stream. Please like, share, subscribe. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan. You're open to these conversations and free if you don't care about animals. Now we've just sprinted ahead. Right, we're going to be okay. Right, what we should do.
All the slats are down as well, Steve, so just chuck it on the floor and grab the slow-mo and just go.
Yeah. Okay, guys, second disclaimer. We are here today not to clash with the public. We're here to defend the animals by coming alongside you and letting you know what the industry doesn't want you to see or hear. Okay, here comes that truck.
Come in now.
Right, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to time this.
Let me hold that.
Yeah.
And then you just throw that on the floor.
Trying to time this so that I can get these animals. Here comes that truck. Security won't know we're here yet.
Okay, they're coming down now. All right.
All right, here they come.
Let's move down.
Right, we're going to move. I'm scared.
Guys, green hearts in the comments for the animals right now. Animals are coming in right now. Yeah, here, Steve, go.
I'm here. Okay. Hey, baby. I'm so
Sorry, babies.
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Wow, I can see them in there. I can see them in there.
Awful. This is awful. Poor babies.
Scumbags. Absolute scumbags. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to these conversations and free. If you don't care about animals, 1, 2, and 3 in the chat. I'm going to get our little viewing platform here up so we can catch that. There's already a truck there in the layeries by the looks of things. Oh, man. Right, we're getting set up now, guys. Element of surprise when you come to these places is always key. Now, one thing that's to note, this place now has security guards outside the front of here 24/7, by the looks of it. Every time we come here, these security guards are here. They're ready to run that gate manually because they don't want a consumer seeing the truth and the reality that we're doing here today by bringing it to you. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to the conversations, and 3 if you don't care about animals. Maybe see what I captured on here.
Yeah, I'm just checking our mics all okay.
How's the audio? Is the audio all good? Audio all okay? Audio has been an issue recently with live streaming, so we're just double checking the audio's all good. It absolutely
Sounds all right, yeah, it sounds
today.
fine.
It smells. Guys, our objective here today is to come alongside you, a kind, compassionate individual who has an empathetic heart, and show you the realities of this industry that the industry don't want you to see. And the reason why the industry don't want you to see it is because when you have a kind and compassionate heart and you see this truth, the first thing you do is you go number 1 and you become vegan. We just here seen a truckload of dairy cows. Are they dairy cows in
They're
there?
like dairy and beef cows.
They're dairy and beef cows.
I'm going to show the chat.
Everyone. Show everyone. Zoom in slightly on that camera and let's see.
Guys, we've just caught these animals going in here live right now. Oh,
Pure babies.
oh, look at her.
Oh, her innocent little eyes looking out of the world. Absolute injustice. This is horrific. Guys, please double tap the stream. Please like, share, subscribe. Get this to as many people as we can. We are here today to defend these beautiful, darling animals.
Oh,
Her life will be taken today. Look at her looking straight at me.
look, she's like an angel.
Angelic white, pure, because these animals are pure. Absolutely pure of heart. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to these conversations. 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. 1, 2, or 3. Her life will be taken from her today for optional products that people do not need. People can choose to live with or live without. It's your choice. Now, when you have an option to be cruel, kind, evil, Why would you take that option when you don't need to, when you can be kind and compassionate, and when you could be the reason why these animals are liberated rather than commodified and killed?
They are in that truck there behind. This one here on the right.
Look at the top. Zoom in. Zoom in. Oh, you poor darling. We're so sorry.
Steve.
Oh, God, that gets me every time.
Steve.
That gets me every time when they're looking out. Can you see their little noses on the top of that truck? Their little noses, guys. We're outside of a slaughterhouse here, live in the UK. They're killing cows here today. I can see the cows on the top of that truck.
Let me put this over.
Sticking their noses up and noses out. They know the good people are out here. They know that the vegans are out here defending them. Can you see? Look at the top. See them at the top. That whole thing's moving where they're so distressed in there.
Yeah,
Poor animals. There. Can you see?
Yeah.
A beautiful white face. Everything is going to be taken from these people today, from these animals today. Everything is taken from them for an optional product. They've been commodified. They've had their life taken. They've had baby after baby after baby taken so that you can take her breast milk and put it in your teas and coffees and put it in your yogurts and your chocolate bars. They've been commodified, given a number, been controlled. They've been exploited to the point where they're now exhausted. They can no longer produce the amount of milk that the industry deems profitable. They can no longer produce the amount of meat that the industry deems profitable. So now they are a non-profitable commodity. They're now brought here today to be executed for optional products. Now we're here today to do one thing, and that is to get this message out to as many people as possible who have a kind and compassionate heart. If you are kind and compassionate, please stay on this live stream because you will change. 1 in the chat if you're vegan and you've already changed. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open-hearted, you're open-minded, and you're open to this conversation around animal rights and veganism. Put a 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals and you believe that they can be commodified and exploited for you in any way that you see fit. Please double tap the stream, like, share, subscribe. The animals are not happy in that truck right now. Look at her. Look at her looking out. This is her last view. Her last view of the world today through them blue iron slats on the top of a slaughterhouse transport truck, where she'll be taken and forced inside of a layerage, forced inside of a kill floor, forced inside the knock box. She'll have a bolt gun pressed against her skull. She'll be shot in the face, and then she'll be hung up by one leg and executed by having her throat slashed open. Another truck, another truck, another truck.
Gosh.
Evil, what are you doing? How old are these victims? How old are these baby victims in this slave carriage, in my opinion? I'm so sorry, babies. We do everything we can to get this out to the world. We do everything we can so that you will see. Scumbags were working here, absolute scumbags. How do you live with yourself? How do you live with yourself? How do you sleep at night? How do you sleep at night? How do you sleep at night? Standing here watching these babies die every single day. Just a robot, you're a machine.
How could you?
Yourself. Can you not think to yourself? Can you not think to yourself? Shame on you. Shame on you. Disgusting human beings that work here, in my opinion. How can you sleep at night standing there watching baby after baby after baby be executed? Shame on you. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open-minded to these conversations. And 3, if you don't care about animals like the people who work in this place here.
Scumbags.
1, 2, or 3. Double tap the stream. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let the world see. Let the world see this injustice. Let the world see what these scumbags do to these animals. Absolute cowards. Weak cowards. You get your security badge and you decide to come and stand at a slaughterhouse. Go and work a nightclub. Go and get involved like every other proper security do. Absolutely ridiculous, in my opinion. Defending baby animals being stabbed to death should be a shame. I would be embarrassed to be associated with you. Absolutely disgusting people who work in here. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open-minded to these conversations. And 3 if you don't care about animals. Now, the reason why we tell the industry exactly what we think of them is because they're held at a different level of accountability. They're here, they're working here, they're defending this violence. You, the consumer, don't even know that it's happening. We can't be directing anger towards people who don't even know the truth, because when people do know the truth, they immediately change. Immediately change, because if you're a kind, compassionate person, then you change when you see the truth. Now, talking of change, we're here today in collaboration with Animal Aid. Now, if you go into the description of this live stream and click on the Animal Aid link, you can sign up with your name and your email address for full support on being vegan. Animalaid.org.uk is also their main website where you can go and see an array of things that Animal Aid do, their investigations, their reports. Animal Aid have conducted a report on the FSA findings at this facility behind us here. So please click on that link in the description, go and check out Animal Aid's website, sign that petition to be vegan. Don't be a number 2 or a number 3 any longer. Today's your day to be a number 1. I'm going to swap in with Mel and let Mel take over. 2 trucks already, first 10 minutes.
It's disgusting, isn't it? It's absolutely disgusting. But even if there was one in animal, one truck, it's still too many. No, number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you are open-minded but you're not vegan yet. Number 3 if you are anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and please subscribe. I'm at a slaughterhouse right now. Trucks behind me are full of victims from the dairy industry and the beef industry. Every single cow in the dairy industry gets sent to a slaughterhouse to be stabbed in the throat. In these very trucks, we just looked cows in the eyes as they're going into a slaughterhouse to be killed today. This is a serious, urgent issue. This is the biggest war that the animals are the victims of because of you. If you're not vegan, you pay for this. This is your chance today to be vegan and defend the animals. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you are anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe. There's also a truck around the corner here waiting to be unloaded. See the cows at the top there? See the beautiful cows at the top on that truck? This is their last moments in this world. Their last moments looking out at the sunshine, feeling fresh air. Their last moments before someone's going to put a knife in their throat. How evil, how sadistic are we as a species? Today is your day to change. Please change for them. The animals need you so much. I can't even express how much they need you. They're going to be stabbed in the throat right now. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. 3 if you're anti-vegan. Please double tap the screen. Please subscribe. Victims are in this truck. That truck over there. See at the top, there's a white cow up there. Looks like an angel. And the demons are the humans doing this violence to them. Whether that's you, not vegan yet, you're paying these workers to stab them in the throat on your behalf. It's supply and demand. You pay for it, they stab them. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. 3 if you're anti-vegan. Please double tap the live stream and subscribe. By liking this live, it really helps push the algorithm out so more people see the animals. That's what we're doing here today. We're not here to hate on you. We're here to defend the animals, show you the reality and give you that opportunity to know the truth so you can change. So many people think that cow's milk is for humans, but it's for baby cows, and every single cows in the dairy industry go to a slaughterhouse, be stabbed in the throat. It's horrific. This facility also has FSA breaches as well. Check it out and go to the link in the description as well. There's Animal Aid's website. Take the vegan pledge. Go vegan. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet because maybe you don't know the industry. And number 3 if you're anti-vegan. That's someone who loves to stab animals and pay others to stab them in the throat for them. I'm at this slaughterhouse today. 2 massive trucks have just gone inside. 1 massive truck is also on this side here, already being cleaned out, because when the animals go on these trucks, they are so afraid. Cows can smell up to 5 miles away. Cows, when they hear other cows cry, it makes them fearful, it makes them scared. And what happens is that their autonomic nervous system kicks in, like fight and flight mode. They get rid of everything in their body, so they poo and wee so much that they have to wash down the trucks after every time they lead the animals to these places. There's so much noise on that truck, like so much noise. I can see the cows at the top freaking out. So many workers around. But to me, they're not workers. They're people who are part of this slave trade, in my opinion. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. Double tap the screen and please subscribe.
Who are we here with today?
We're here in collaboration with Animal Aid today. In our link today, we have something you can do where you take a vegan pledge to go vegan, and they will give you nutrition advice, they'll give you the reasons why, and you'll have full support the entire time. Please go and take a look at it, sign up to it, it's completely free. Please defend the animals, because if you are not vegan, you are paying for animals to be abused, mutilated, tortured and murdered.
People saying, I like cheese and cows are not killed for cheese.
Every single cow is killed for dairy. Every single cow. The mothers, their babies, their sons, their daughters, every single cow. You're not a baby cow. Just because you like something doesn't mean that there should be a victim. What other sensory pleasure do other people like that have a victim, right? They should never have a victim of their greed greedy sensory pleasure. It's vile, it's disgusting. We don't need cow's milk, we don't need cow's cheese. Number one in the chat if you're vegan. Number two in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number three if you are anti-vegan. I'm at a slaughterhouse today. If you think drinking cow's milk is okay, then that's shameful. You may think drinking cow's milk is okay because you've been lied to.
Renee, oh my gosh, what an amazingly kind super thanks. I am lost for words with Renee's generosity on this super thanks. Renee, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Renee's comment is, people call you crazy while the animal industry routinely uses artificial insemination, separates mothers from their young and sells them as veal and lamb, and later kills the adult animals once they're no longer considered productive. And it's in the name of pleasure gratification. Yeah, exactly, Renee. And we're the crazy ones, right? We're the crazy ones trying to defend the evil that Renee has just put in that comment right there.
Yeah.
People think that vegans are crazy when they have breast milk and body parts in their fridge. You know, switch it around.
Yeah, guys, number one in the chat if you're vegan. Number two in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number three in the chat if you are anti-vegan. Renee, thank you so much for your kind super thanks. Please double tap the screen and please subscribe. Completely right. People are afraid of what they don't know, which is why they think vegans are crazy, which is why they say, oh, vegans are like really weird people. It's because they don't understand, so they're afraid of what they don't know. But once you do know that inside this place of absolute hell, every single baby, every single mother gets stabbed in the throat for a glass of cow's milk, you'll soon realise who the crazy ones are, right? These people, these individuals, anyone in the farming industry, anyone who works at a slaughterhouse, anyone who tests on animals, anyone who commodifies animals in whichever way, that's evil. Guys, number one in the chat if you're vegan. Number two in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number three if you are anti-vegan. Double tap the screen and please subscribe.
What animals are in the trucks behind you right now? And where did that other truck go?
Yeah, so cows are in the truck behind me right now. I'm not sure if I can see any in there. Now, I don't know if they've been unloaded off. I don't know if they've been unloaded off or not, but they were angel-like beings inside that truck. Cows from the dairy industry, grieving mothers from the dairy industry, and beef cows who would be around 18 months old. There's also a massive silver truck inside this place too, that because there's two trucks here already, it's round the corner with more victims in, awaiting to be stabbed in the throat. Stabbed in the throat, these babies and mothers. Guys, one in the chat if you're vegan, two in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet, three in the chat if you're anti-vegan. Double tap the screen. Please subscribe. Please take the vegan pledge today in our link in the description. Go and sign up. Go and see why you should be vegan. Why you should be vegan is for the animals. If you're not vegan, you pay for animals to go into these places of hell called a slaughterhouse. But if you're not vegan, you pay for this. But if you are vegan, you don't pay for it. And then become an animal rights activist and defend the animals with every ounce of strength that you have. No matter how much it hurts you, no matter how much it hurts us, we have to be out here defending those innocent victims because today is their last day on this earth. Their blood will be spilled today. When you go to bed tonight, know that every single animal who has entered a slaughterhouse has been brutally murdered, brutally stabbed in the throat. And when I say brutally, it is. It is. Go and check out Joey Carbstrong's latest investigation at Hart's Head Slaughterhouse. Go and see what these disgusting people do to animals and why it's so important for you to be vegan. Number one in the chat if you're vegan. Number two in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number three if you are anti-vegan. Double tap the screen and please subscribe. It's going to switch back in with Steve quickly.
Yeah, exactly. Well said. Well done. Right, guys, we're swapping back over. Now, listen, like the disclaimer we said earlier, we're not here today to clash with non-vegan. We're not here to point fingers, to name call, and be angry towards non-vegans. Bear in mind, the industry is different. These people here, they know. They work here every single day. The way we conduct ourselves and the way we hold them accountable is different to the way we talk to you. But we're not here to clash. That would not fulfill our objective. Our objective today is to get across to you the smoke and mirrors that the industry put in front of you to make you pay for some of the most horrific violence out there. Now, look, the industry will use things like humane slaughter. They'll use things like the RSPCA Assured Scheme. They'll use things like the Red Tractor certification. And these are all things that the public are taught to never, ever critically think about. You're told the RSPCA Assured Scheme is a good thing, so therefore you should trust it. Press 1, 2, or 3 first, and I'll tell you why. 1, if you're vegan. 2, if you're not vegan, but you're open-minded to these conversations. And 3, if you don't care about animals. Double tap the stream, like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell notification. Now, let me tell you something about the RSPCA Assured logo, right? RSPCA Assured used to be called Freedom Foods. Freedom Foods then borrowed and used the RSPCA's good nature or good public-facing sort of thought process towards them to basically pull the smoke and mirrors over the consumer's eyes and make you believe that what happens in slaughterhouses is okay. It has to be right. If the RSPCA certifies 6 months old piglets being sent to gas chambers to be gassed to death for a bacon sandwich, it must be humane. It must feed into that humane slaughter that I've been told about. One in the chat if you're vegan. Two in the chat if you're a kind person, but you're not vegan yet. Maybe you've not heard any vegan messages. And number three in the chat, if you don't care about animals, please double tap the stream. Liking the stream is so important so that the room builds up when the next truck comes along. And please subscribe and hit the bell notification. Now, the RSPCA would lie to the consumer to get you to pay for it. Now, what if them industries were transparent? What if you were told the mothers behind me right now have had probably 3 or 4 babies taken from them, their breast milk stolen from them, and then every single one of her babies, including herself, will now be executed and chopped up for cheap meat products like pies or burgers? How does that make you feel as a consumer? Is that something that you knew happened? Is that something that you believe you were supporting every time you bought cow's milk or cow's bodies? I'm sure it's not. Did you know that 6 months old piglets were gassed inside gas chambers? Did you know that male chicks go inside of an open blender on the first day of life? One in the chat if you're vegan, two in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation. Three if you don't care about animals, double tap the stream. Please like the stream, share and subscribe. Did you know these facts? This is exactly why we're here today. We're here live streaming for the very reason that we're being honest, open, and transparent. The very things that these industries aren't. Now, we don't have to lie, propagate, and make videos lying from our point of view. We come here, we put the camera live, here we are. We're here outside ABP Food Group. I wouldn't call it food group because animals aren't food. ABP Slaughterhouse, showing you the reality and the truth that's happening right now today, the 6th of May. Here we are, 6th of May, 11 o'clock in the morning, and them truckloads of animals will be gone by the end of today. By the time that you go to bed tonight, everything will be taken from them cows. Now, them cows should be morally considered. Them cows are having a subjective experience of them life. Them cows feel love, feel pain, have family, have friends. They literally form friendship groups. Cows have best friends. We know they do. We've seen it. Guys, one in the chat if you're vegan, two in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to these conversations, three in the chat if you don't care about animals, and like the stream, and please subscribe. Now, the smell here is absolutely disgusting. We're getting waves and waves and waves from the kill floor. If you've ever been to a slaughterhouse, you'll know exactly what I mean. It's like an iron metallic smell. You can smell like the blood and the insides of the animals waft through. Now, we have got a terrible human nose. Our nose is completely blunt compared to these beautiful animals. Now, imagine what they must feel when they turn up here. This is why there's often reports of cows or other animals trying to evade and escape slaughterhouses. You've only got to look at some slaughterhouse footage done by some investigators. In fact, you can go to animalaid.org.uk's website, go to their investigations and go and see sheep running away from the slaughterhouse kill floor. Sheep running from the slaughterhouse workers trying to put them on the conveyor belts. Animals are in fight and flight mode inside that facility. They are literally fighting for their life. And why are they in there? They're in there for optional products. Now, if you're a kind, compassionate person, if you're a number two, a non-vegan who hasn't heard this, you are considering yourself a kind and empathetic person, this is why we're here today to speak to you. How can you continue now? Because you can now be held accountable. Before today, you may not have ever heard of any animal rights messaging. You may have never seen a slaughterhouse. This may all be in the back of your mind or the indoctrinated story you're told as you're a child growing up. We have to do it. It's humane and it's ethical. Well, today, you know that you don't have to do it. You know that it's not humane, it's not ethical, and you have an option. So any number twos who have a kind, compassionate heart, from now on out, you are now choosing. You can't be willfully ignorant now. You are now going to either choose to be a vegan and remove your personal accountability for these animals going in here to die, or you're going to go to a number three, because now you know the message. Now you're against the message. This number two position is the neutral position. You're a kind, empathetic person, but you're not either side yet. But when you're given the truth, the reality, and the facts, when you see with your own eyes animals going inside here to die, now it's up to you. What are you going to do? Are you going to do a number one? Are you going to become a vegan? Are you going to be consistent with your morals? Or are you going to go to anti-vegan? Are you going to be number three? Let us know in the chat. Put ones if you're vegans. Put twos if you're non-vegans, but you're open-minded, and threes if you don't care about animals. Which one are you? One, two, or three?
What's going to happen in a minute? They've obviously nearly finished cleaning this one.
What's going to happen in a minute? This truck here on the left, that's in the washdown area. The reason why it's in the washdown area is because animals literally shit and piss themselves out of fear on the way to a slaughterhouse. They're cleaning that truck down. In a minute, that truck's going to leave. And the truck that's on the side of it, who's just dropped their animals off into the layerage, that'll most likely go into the wash area. Now, there is a third truck. That third truck has just gone around the corner here. By the way, it's about 18 degrees here right now. It's warm. And them animals have just been stuck around the corner in that big metal container.
Show them again.
Show them on there. They're just sitting there waiting because they don't want the consumer to see. Ask yourself this question. As the consumer, when animal rights activists come to a slaughterhouse with a live stream to literally show you the animals, put a camera on them, show you them. We're not exaggerating our side of the story. We're not inflating it. We're not lying about it. We've simply got a camera to show you the animals coming in. Why don't they want you, the consumer, to see? Whatever Mel's showing you on the screen right now, let me see if I can shield the sun so you get a better shot.
Yeah, these cows that have gone in this morning.
Why don't they want you, the consumer, to see the animals? Surely, if this industry was a proud industry, if this industry was transparent, if it was humane, if it was ethical, we'd be doing them a favor, right? We'd be their biggest PR stunt that you've ever seen. We're out here advertising, surely. But no, the minute that we turn up, the secrecy goes up 10 notches. The cameras turn on us. The gates get pulled across manually. All of the shutters come down. All the secrecy happens. Why? Why does that secrecy happen? The secrecy happens because when number twos, when good people with compassionate hearts see just animals going inside, it hits a nerve, it hits their heart, it makes them change. When good, kind people see the eyes of the animals, the industry loses money because kind, compassionate people remove their support for that violence. It's as simple as that. Guys, 1 in the chats for the vegans, 2 in the chats for the non-vegans, 3 in the chats for the anti-vegans. Any questions on that screen right now?
Is this
Any questions? Wow, we just got a thumbs up from that truck there. That's great.
Yeah, loads of support. Yeah, is this halal slaughterhouse?
No, this isn't halal slaughterhouse. It's a stun facility here in the UK. But I ask you, what would be the difference if it was a halal slaughterhouse? Are you someone who's against halal slaughter, but you're pro stun slaughter? If so, why? 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation. And 3, if you don't care about animals, double tap the stream. Please like, share, and subscribe. A lot of people say, I'm against halal slaughter. Non-stun religious slaughter is terrible. Halal slaughter, kosher slaughter is absolutely horrific. When you say to them, well, what about when we shoot animals in the face before we slash their throat rather than say a prayer? Are you against that one? How can you be pro that one? Slaughter is slaughter. Whether you say a prayer, whether you stun them, whether you don't stun them, whether you gas them, whether you electrocute them, whether you stab them to death. Wow. Whatever way you look at it, slaughter is slaughter. It's the rights violation of that individual.
Yep.
Animals are not things. Animals are having a subjective experience of their own life. They're not sacks of potatoes. Now I'm going to swap back in with Mel. Mel's going to take over. The police have just driven past. Maybe they're coming back down. We'll see. Hopefully they are. I hope the police come here and stop this injustice. They should do.
Yeah, it needs to stop. That's actually the other thing. Joey Carpenter did an investigation on the Hearthead Slaughterhouse. Why the hell is it still running? Just a car behind you, Steve. Why is it still running? Criminal activity were happening in that facility. Why is it still running? Why is animals still going inside the facility? It's evil. These industries get away with everything. They get away with so much. They can be criminals and get away with what they're doing to the animals. It's not okay. It's unjust. It's disgusting. It's evil. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. 3 in the chat if you are anti-vegan. Double tap the screen, please subscribe. I'm at a slaughterhouse today. When I was a child, I didn't even know slaughterhouses existed. When I was a child, I loved every single animal I saw. They're my friends. I had no idea that these shapes that looks like turkeys or round or whatever, or are stuck between 2 pieces of bread was an animal I would have called my friend. I'm disgusted at the world for what they've done. They brainwashed my parents, your parents. If you're not vegan, you're brainwashed, and they made people do horrific things. They made you pay their wage to stab animals in the throat for you guys. Number one in the chat if you're vegan. Number two in the chat if you are open-minded but not vegan yet. And number three, if you are anti-vegan, it's not normal to be number three. People are number two who may not understand the industry yet. We were both number twos once. But we can be a number one and defend the animals today. Guys, one in the chat if you're vegan. Two in the chat if you are open-minded but you are not vegan yet. Three in the chat if you are anti-vegan. Double tap this screen. Please like this stream. It really helps push it out to more people to see the animals. Animals are behind me right now being led into a slaughterhouse, but they're going to be stabbed in the throat.
Who are we here collaborating with today? What are we doing?
Yeah, so I was going to say, we're here in collaboration today with Animal Aid. So in the description, there is a vegan pledge you can take. Sign up for free. Sign up and you can get support to help you go vegan. You can get support for nutrition advice, reasons why you should be vegan. They'll help you the whole time, budget-friendly meals, recipes, and all sorts of stuff like that. Go and sign up to that. If you're number two and you just signed up, let me know if you've signed up now. Guys, it's important to be number one. Vegans. Vegans are people who don't hurt animals, who don't oppress animals. One in the chat if you are a vegan. Let's see the vegans in the chat right now. Two in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. And three in the chat if you are anti-vegan. Double tap this live. Please subscribe.
Melissa has just gone vegan.
Amazing. Thank you so much for going vegan for the animals. It's an immoral act to not be vegan. What they're doing to the animals is immoral. So you defending the animals is someone of strength, someone of normal brain cells, because if you see this and you don't change, then that's not normal behavior.
Are you here just to trigger people today? Is this rage bait?
Absolutely not. We're here to apply pressure to the industry, to show the animals to you guys, for these number twos who can see the victims with their own eyes, to be educated so that they can change. We're here to defend the animals, always. That's why we're here. I don't want to be at a slaughterhouse. I hate being at slaughterhouses, but animals are inside this place, so I must be outside here defending them. I have to show people it's all about supply and demand. If you are not vegan, you pay for this, but you can live vegan today and never pay for this again. If you don't want slaughterhouses to exist, then you must hold your own personal accountability and remove yourself from the industry by becoming vegan, not paying them for things like meat, eggs, dairy, fish, leather, wool, products tested on animals, horse racing, greyhound racing, all these immoral things. You just be vegan and you just don't give your money. You got to view your money like your vote. If you want slaughterhouses to exist, then you pay for animal products. If you don't, then you remove and boycott. Once these people don't have your money, they collapse. Number one in the chat if you're vegan. Number two in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number three if you are anti-vegan. Double tap the screen and subscribe. I'm at a slaughterhouse. 2 trucks behind me is what you can see. 2 trucks of animals have been unloaded. There's also a truck around the corner that we've just filmed going in. A grey truck with beautiful angels on. Absolute angels on that truck who are awaiting for this to be free so they can be unloaded into the dungeon of hell. That's what I call it, but they call it a lairage. Then they'll be sent into the kill floor where they'll be bolt gunned in the head, which doesn't help the animals, by the way. They feel everything. This is for the workers, to make it safer for the workers. Then they'll hang them up by one leg and slash their throat. These babies and mothers.
People are saying that vegetarian is all they can do.
No. Vegetarian is no different to a carnist, someone who eats animals. Vegetarian is just a diet. It's like a trap for kind people. People here who are not vegan yet may go vegetarian thinking that's better, but it's not. In fact, studies show that you consume more eggs and dairy by being vegetarian. Eggs and dairy on a scale of torture are the most torturous industries on the planet. We must be vegan at the very baseline. It's not something you should aspire to be, it's the baseline. Like how you shouldn't be racist and we shouldn't be sexist and we shouldn't harm others. Just don't hurt animals. It's easy. Vegan's easy. It's the easiest thing you can do. Go to the link in the description. Go and sign up to the pledge to be vegan, and you'll also get support. But guys, I just want to say as well, once you know why you go vegan, which is for the animals, it's so easy. It's so easy. Nothing really changes for you, but everything changes for them. Number one in the chat if you're vegan. Number two in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number three if you're anti-vegan. Double tap this live and please subscribe. I'm at a slaughterhouse right there. That truck is still being washed. We've been here what, an hour or so, and it's
No,
still being washed.
35 minutes.
Half an hour.
Nothing's changed there.
Still being washed. Those poor animals that were on that today.
What's the potential that could have happened on that truck today?
Yeah, so potentially there could have been a down dairy cow. What happens is when cows are in the dairy industry, they're intensively milked. They have baby after baby taken away from them. They even have pregnancy forced upon them whilst they're still lactating. They're drained of calcium from their body and their bones. So what they do is they put shackles on the cow's legs, because when cows are so depleted of nutrients, they can't stand up and their legs will spread because they can't carry their own body weight. The farmers then put shackles on their feet so that then they can't move their feet. They're prisoners. They're absolute prisoners. And what happens when they go onto these places? They won't be wearing the shackles, so a lot of them will be on the floor, dying on the floor, and not being able to stand up. They're called a down dairy cow. Sometimes they kill them on the trucks, which is evil. Evil. The whole system, the whole industry is evil. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet, 3 in the chat if you are anti-vegan. Please double tap the screen and subscribe. I'm not here to hate on you. I'm here to educate you. I'm here to defend the animals. I don't care about anything else. I just want the animals to be freed from the exploitation that our species are put upon them.
What happens to males in the dairy industry? Like their mothers behind you, if they've given birth to a boy, what happens?
Yeah, so boys are considered a waste product. That's what they're called, a waste product, because they don't produce cow's milk and they do not want the milk being taken, they don't want the male drinking his cow's milk intended for him. What they do, they kill him. A lot are still killed on the farms or they're taken to slaughterhouses. In fact, only a few weeks ago, we saw babies, 2-week-old babies from the dairy industry going to the slaughterhouse to be stabbed in the throat because people are drinking cow's milk intended for him. 20% of cows are sent to slaughter pregnant. Did you know that? So when we talk about mothers and babies, they're grieving mothers from the dairy industry and likely still pregnant. No, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet, 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. Double tap the screen and please subscribe.
We've got a lot of movement behind you with these trucks. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Whilst I'm watching what's going on, what made you vegan?
Yeah, so when I was 26, I went on YouTube and I saw Joey Carbstrong, an incredible activist, debating someone about the dairy industry. And I remember thinking, what's there to debate about dairy? Don't cows just eat grass and produce milk? Don't they need to be milked? I thought I was doing the cows a favour. No, I was very wrong. I did not know that every single cow needs to be pregnant to produce milk. They aren't just milk machines. Evil. These people are evil. We don't talk to you guys the same way as these because they're not sane. Shame on you. Shame on you. How could you? Grow up and do something moral. Grow up. You're disgusting. You're a disgusting person. Well, what they do is see the lairage is open here. Shameful that anyone is still working here. Disgusting people work here. You are not sentient, in my opinion. How could you? You need to grow up and do something. Leave a good legacy behind. Don't be a disgusting animal killer. You're a disgusting man, baby, who doesn't have a brain. How could you? How could you? What in your life made you default to such a disgusting person? I hope your family disown you for what you do to innocent baby animals. Shameful, these people, guys. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. Like I said, the way we speak to these people, we do not speak to you guys in the same way. It's not your fault that you don't know. It is their fault that they know. Every single worker in here is like a cog in the machine. Every single truck driver, every single killer, every single security guard, every single meat packer. You are a cog in the machine and you are responsible for the blood that is poured in this slaughterhouse. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. I'm at slaughterhouse right now. Double tap the screen. Please subscribe to this channel. Behind me right now, you're now going to see probably the next lorry because there's cows to the left here. There's cows over here. There you go, in that truck right there. Maybe we'll get up on the thing and get people to see. There's innocent victims in that truck there who are now going to be unloaded. They've been waiting there for about 20 minutes in the hot sunshine, in the hot sun, awaiting to go into the dungeon of hell to be stabbed in the throat. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 in the chat if you are anti-vegan. Double tap the screen and please subscribe. This is the most urgent issue. This is the biggest war our world has ever seen on the biggest battlefield, and it's happening to babies and mothers. If people are drinking cow's milk, you are paying for animals to be stabbed in the throat. Every single cow in the dairy industry needs to be pregnant to produce milk. They don't just produce milk because they're a cow, they produce milk because they are a mother. Most people don't understand the industry, and it's not your fault. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. And number 3 if you are anti-vegan. Double tap that screen. Please subscribe. I keep looking this way because more trucks are going to come here today.
Who are we here with today?
We're in a collaboration today with Animal Aid, so please go to the link in the description. Go and sign up to the vegan pledge. That will help you go vegan. It will guide you. It will give you nutritional advice. It will give you recipes, budget meals, and why you should be vegan.
Renee, I love this comment. Renee, again, thank you so much for your kind super
Thank
thanks.
you, Renee.
Renee's comment is really, this is cool. I like this. There aren't many injustices where you can personally directly act. Instead of virtue signaling when watching a heroic movie and thinking that you would totally do the right thing in that situation, actually prove it.
Yes.
Actually prove it. So
Yes.
how many people sit there and go, oh yeah, I would have done that. I could have done that. I would have done the right thing. But you're given an opportunity right now to do that, and you're not doing
That's
it.
so interesting. That's so true. Everyone likes to think that'd be the hero. That's so true. And in fact, the other day I did a outreach where that happened. But before I tell you that, guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet, 3 in the chat if you are anti-vegan. Double tap the screen and subscribe. Go and head over to It's Mel and Steve, our main channel where we post videos. I spoke to a member of the public about whose team they would be on, Nemo's or Darla's team. And he was like, Nemo. I was like, amazing. And then I was like, do you eat fish? And he was like, yes. And I was like, so you're like Darla. You're like the villain who you don't want to be like. He was like, oh no. Like, he was like, oh my gosh, I am. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet, 3 in the chat if you are anti-vegan. Please double tap the live stream and subscribe.
Who are we here with today?
We're in collaboration with Animal Aid. Go to the link in the description. Sign up to the vegan pledge. Go vegan for the animals. I'm at a slaughterhouse right now. Behind me is a slaughterhouse. I'm stood out the front of it because I'm here defending the animals from people who are paying for it right now. But I'm not here to hate on you. I'm here just to educate and show you the reality, show you the truth. We're live streaming so you can see in real time what is happening. I'm in the UK right now, and behind me there are trucks with animals on, being led into the dungeon of hell. Behind me, there is a murder happening. In my opinion, it's murder. They're stabbing individuals who are in the throat, who care, who love their babies, who are grieving mothers, who didn't do anything wrong but was born into the body of a cow or a pig or a chicken or a turkey or a dog or a rat or mouse monkey. It's horrific. Guys, 1 in the chat if you are vegan, 2 in the chat if you are open-minded but not vegan yet, 3 in the chat if you are anti-vegan. Double tap the screen and subscribe. Can I switch in with you? I realise I'm going to show people the second video you got as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I haven't looked at that one yet.
You're going to show the videos in there? Cool. Now, guys, I want to make a note here of saying that why don't you know all these things? Why isn't the industry transparent? Why, when you go to the supermarket, do you see pictures of farmers stroking the cows' noses in the green fields? Why is the propaganda that you see on adverts on the TV always the green fields, the open pastures, the happy farmers, the happy animals? Why is it you see that? It's a marketing ploy. The meat, dairy, egg industries, the industries that exploit animals for horse racing, dog racing, experiments, anything like that. Any industry that exploits animals is a business, and they market their business to the consumer. And by doing that marketing, they tell you all the lies and the propaganda. They tell you the open fields and the organic and the free range. These are all phrases used for the consumer to stay indoctrinated. We've investigated organic, free range, open farms, and they are some of the most horrific places I've ever been in my life. 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to this conversation, 3 if you don't care about animals. Double tap the stream, please like, share and subscribe. Now, if they gave you the truth, if they showed the consumer the reality, they would lose their profit margins. This is why when we come here with the cameras to show you the truth, they try so hard to block our view. They try so hard to keep you from seeing the reality, the truth, and the animals. Why? If this was such a humane and ethical business, why would they not allow us to film it? If I went over to any of these other businesses in this industrial state with the camera, no one would ever run away and shut the shutters and stuff. They say, what are you doing? Yeah, film it, whatever. It's advertising for me. But not this industry. One in the chat if you're vegan. Two in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation. Three if you don't care about animals. Double tap the stream. Please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notification. Mel wants to show you the animals again.
Yeah. Behind me more. Okay, guys, so these are the animals Steve managed to capture on the camera today. Look at them. Beautiful angels born into the body of a cow. That's all they did. Forced into existence. I think that's, yeah.
So sad. And this is why we're here. This is why we're here, because when anyone with an empathetic heart, any kind person, when they see the eyes of that animal looking out for their last moments, let's just take a moment to really understand what this means. Sometimes it's easy to get lost in describing it, even as an activist. This was her last moments. The turn that she made as she came round past me here was the last look on the open world that she will ever have. For her today, she will be executed. That's the reality. Now, when compassionate, kind people see the eyes of that individual and they empathize with the position she's in, they no longer want to be the reason why she's there. It's as simple as that. One in the chat if you're vegan and you've already removed your personal accountability for sending them animals inside there. Spam the twos in the chat if you're not vegan, but you do consider yourself a kind person and open to this conversation. And spam the threes in the chat if you are an evil person, if you're an anti-vegan, if you believe that it's okay to exploit, commodify, and execute animals for optional products. And double tap the stream. Please like the stream, share it, subscribe, hit the bell notifications, because we go to slaughterhouses every single week purely to defend the animals by showing you, the consumer, the reality and the truth, what happens. We don't need to lie like the industry does.
What turned you vegan?
The dairy industry turned us vegan. We went vegan at the same time. Like Mel said earlier, we saw an amazing activist who we're now lucky enough to call our friend, Joey Carbstrong. He was debating something about the dairy industry and he made absolute, complete sense. I couldn't argue with the points he was making. And I then saw, that's the real life number three, a real life triggered crybaby troll who's only brave enough to beep the horn when he drives past. He can easily park up and come and have a conversation, but they don't. They beep the horn as they drive away. Coward crybaby troll. Don't be a number three.
Yeah.
When we saw that video and he flashed up with a little section from Dominion, I saw a cow in a slaughterhouse having her life taken, and I cried my eyes out and I thought, I will never be the reason why she is in there suffering ever again. And I went vegan immediately. The same way as now you've been given the reality and the truth. You've seen the animals going in today. You now have the option to go from a number two to a number one. Put ones in the chat if you're vegan, two in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open-minded, and three if you're anti-vegan. Double tap the stream.
Someone said I'm proud vegetarian.
Listen, vegetarians, a lot of vegetarians go vegetarian for animal rights. They go there because they think that by not eating the animals, they're no longer responsible for the death and exploitation of them. Well, I'm here to tell you that the reality and the truth is that vegetarians, these are your victims inside this slaughterhouse here right now. And I'm just going to tell it to you straight, because if you are a vegetarian who went vegetarian for animal rights, you'll want to hear this straight. You won't want to hear any fluff around it. Cows are executed for their secretions, for their breast milk. So any cheese or dairy products, you're directly sending them to slaughterhouses to be killed and having their babies taken away. Male chicks in the egg industry are macerated, blended up on the first day of life. You're responsible for their deaths. Egg-laying hens at 18 months old go to gas chambers to be killed in CO2 gas chambers. You're responsible for their deaths. Vegetarians would pack predominantly plant-based pack lunch and go to a zoo for the day. One in the chat if you're vegan, two in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to these conversations, and three if you don't care about animals. Double tap the stream. Please like, share, and subscribe. So a vegetarian hasn't got the ethics of a vegan. Maybe they do have. Maybe the vegetarian has the ethics of a vegan, but they just don't have the knowledge or the education to actually put their ethics and their actions together. But now you do.
Yeah.
If you're someone who morally considers animals, if you're someone who cares about animals, then you simply go vegan and you align your ethics and your actions. Being vegan means that you're simply ethically against the exploitation of animals, full stop. We don't wear animals, use animals, bet on animals, test on animals, eat animals.
I just want to say a massive thank you to every single vegan in the chat. I can see you're commenting back to people saying, watch Dominion, supporting the animals. And someone said, this is the place the devil would work. Which I completely agree.
Truck coming in here. Let's go, open up, show me inside. We're going to show you inside of a slaughterhouse, guys. Look at this. Look at this, right into the belly of the beast. Absolute disgusting industry. Shame on anybody who works here. You're just as responsible for anyone on the kill floor. You're all the same. This is the only way the animals leave. They leave chopped up in a refrigerated lorry, dismembered. Animals who had hopes and dreams of freedom and the desire to live free from harm. The only way they leave this place is chopped up in bags so their body parts can be sold on the shelves of supermarkets, and that the industry uses their indoctrination and they uses their smoke and mirrors, their propaganda to keep the consumer unaware of the violence that they're supporting. One in the chat if you're vegan, two in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to this conversation. Three if you don't care about animals.
Not even bother washing down.
Shame on you. Shame on you. Why don't you get a proper job? Get a real job rather than sending baby animals to be executed. Absolute coward. He gets to go home. He gets to go home.
Cheese man shouting.
He gets to go home. Yeah, you're just as guilty. He gets to go home, right? Absolutely disgusting. Now, I want to address another situation. Let's come in the middle here. I want to address another situation because a lot of people think that factory farming is bad and small holding, local farming is ethical and okay. Now, let me tell you that small holding farms and factory farms all come to this very slaughterhouse. We see it ourselves. We see, can I have the camera in case the thing comes? We see, amazing, thank you. We see small holding trucks come here. Whether animals are exploited on a small scale or a large scale is absolutely irrelevant to the individual. I want to make that very clear. We are not here for any means of welfare. We are here for animal rights, the rights violations that are happening to these animals inside this building behind me. One in the chat if you're vegan, two in the chat if you're not vegan, we are open to these conversations for free if you don't care about animals. Now, we're here today in collaboration with Animal Aid. If you go to animalaid.org.uk and you go look at their investigations, you can see all the investigations that Animal Aid have conducted. You can see the report that Animal Aid have done on the FSA inspection conducted here in June 2025. You can go and see the Animal Aid pledge where you can put your name and your email address on there and get help and support going vegan. And if you are a vegetarian who was on here earlier, who went vegetarian for animal rights, you now have the full information. You now have the full scope. Another truck, another truck, another truck.
Oh, poor, but it's really high, this one. Oh, one at the back is open. The one at the back is open. Sorry, babies.
Scumbags. Scumbags. How do they live with themselves? See how fast that guy drove in there? See how fast? Now listen, this is what I'm telling you about with the secrecy, right? Now these little tiny security guards on here have to work together to pull this door open and hide the animals. Come here, look. You see, look, they're just in there. He's not gone anywhere, look. He's just there parked up. He just parked up. Now they rushed him inside the gate. This gate is on a button system. This is an electric gate. They take it off that button system, they manually run it so that they can get the trucks inside. He's not ready to offload them dear animals, but he's got that side of the gate. Why? Because what? I was going to put a camera up and show you, the consumer, the animals. If he was this side of the gate, you would have seen the look on their faces. If he was this side of the gate, you would have seen the hope in their eyes. If he was this side of the gate, you would have seen the exploited mothers and babies from the dairy industry. You would have seen the victims. Now, they don't want you, the consumer, to see the victims, because when good people see the victims, they stop being the reason that there are victims in the first place. One in the chat if you're vegan, two in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to these conversations, and three if you don't care about animals, please double tap the stream and like it. Now, he's just sitting there. There was hundreds of animals got in there already today. Absolute atrocity. Do not be the reason that another truck turns up. If you're a number two, I urge you to align your actions and your ethics and become vegan immediately. Any anger from a number two to a number one, by the way, if you're annoyed and frustrated and angry at vegans for holding a mirror up, I understand because it's uncomfortable to be held a mirror up to. But if you're angry at the vegans, guess where that anger goes when you actually go vegan? Towards these people, towards the people who literally put the knife into the animals. Absolutely disgusted. Why don't they want the consumer seeing this truth? Well, we're here to force that transparency for the animals. We're here to show the world what the animals face. We won't let these people exploit these animals in the darkness. We will be the light in the darkness for these dear animals. We will fight for them with everything we have. Now, we can't save the animals that are going inside here today. The only way that we can save these animals is by you going vegan and stopping the next truck coming. 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation. And 3, if you don't care about animals, I'm going to swap over with Mel again now. Let Mel come in. Just explains to everyone what you saw.
Well said, well said. Yeah, so there was one slat at the back open that I could see, and I could see a poor cow looking out. The last time looking out as someone who actually is compassionate, because every single person in there is not compassionate. They're not sentient. They are disgusting, evil people who are going to stab those poor, innocent, childlike beings in the throat today. It's pure evil. It's disgusting. And these places that people call slaughterhouses must be shut down. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. 3 in the chat if you are anti-vegan. Double tap this live stream. Please subscribe. We once weren't vegan, which I'm really embarrassed to say, but from birth, I was born vegan, but the world conditioned me. The world brainwashed me. The world made me think that it's okay to drink cow's milk when I'm not even a baby cow. If you don't think that you are brainwashed, then if you go in your fridge and there's cow's milk there, that is the definition of brainwashed. And if you then say, I'm not brainwashed, it's good for me or whatever, then you truly are a really intense version of someone who is brainwashed. Anyone with a mind can understand that they're not a baby cow. Cow's milk is for baby cows, once you know. And if you then try and defend that it's meant to be from you, then that's shameful. That's low. That's really low. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. 3 in the chat if you are anti-vegan. Double tap this live and please subscribe. I'm at a slaughterhouse right now. This is why we come across with such passion, such intensity, because for the animals it's so intense. It's so intense. Cows are such maternal animals. In the dairy industry, do you know what the farmers do to make them pregnant? They put them in a cage which they call a cattle crush. They then force themselves inside the cow. They put themselves inside the cow, inject her bull semen and make her pregnant. She then carries her baby for 9 months. When she gives birth to her baby, they remove her baby, they take her baby, they kill her baby if they're a boy, they remove her baby if they were a female, and they kill the baby boys. Every time she gives birth, I think someone's going to come over. Every time she gives birth to one of the cows, they are taken away from her. Cows are really maternal. They grieve for their babies. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you are anti-vegan. Double tap the screen. Please subscribe. I'm at a slaughterhouse right now. This is the place where after the cows have had their pregnancy forced upon them, babies ripped away from them, grieving for their babies, intensively milked, had mastitis, which is a really painful infection. If any mother in the chat has ever had mastitis after giving birth, you'll know how painful that is for them. But you know what happens for the cows? Even though they have infections, they still put the milk and things on them and still take milk from them. Cows have been known to break out of farms and to try and find their babies that the farmer has stolen from them, kidnapped from them. That's what animal farmers are like. They kidnap babies. They kidnap her babies. They force pregnancy on her. They kill them and then they kill her around 3 years old. Cows should live for 27 years old. 27 years and they take them to a slaughterhouse right behind me around 3 years old. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet, 3 in the chat if you are anti-vegan. Double tap this live and please subscribe.
People are saying God said I could eat animals.
No. Why are you using God as a justification for murder, disgusting, false impregnation, mutilation? If you see inside the slaughterhouse and you think that's the work of God, that's disgusting. You have truly been brainwashed and the devil is all over you right now. If you think it's okay because God said so, shame on you. God also said it's okay to have slaves. God also said it's okay to stone someone who has had a child out of wedlock in the courtyard of the church. Like, are you now going to stone everybody who has a child and they're not married? Like, think for yourself. You never try and justify the good things you do with God. God said I should be really nice to everyone. You don't say that. You try and justify the murder, the kidnap, the mutilation of animals because you are hungry or you want something tested on an animal. Shameful. Good people do not make up excuses. They take action. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3, if you are anti-vegan, double tap the screen and please subscribe. And when you talk about God, God made cows to have babies and their milk is for their babies. Okay? But you're not going to use that, are you, to stop drinking cow's milk? Shameful, shameful. You're trying to take the blood off your hands that you cannot remove from your hands until you remove yourself from the industry. Number 1, just live vegan. People who are good people go vegan when they see this.
Where are you? Who's in the trucks behind you and who are you here with today?
Yeah, I'm at a slaughterhouse right now. It's called ABP Foods, which animals are not foods. Behind me, there's trucks of animals who have been led off this truck into the dungeon of hell where they await a murder. They await a knife stabbed into their throat. That's what happens here. You may think vegans are extreme, but it's misdirected. What we say is extreme because what we are telling you is the industry. The industry is extreme. We're just the messenger. We're just telling you the truth. And I'm not here to hate on you. I'm extremely passionate because behind me, animals are being stabbed in the throat in this slaughterhouse. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. Double tap the screen. Please subscribe. If you're a number 2 who's thinking about this, who is like, oh no, I don't like this, completely understand. Go to the link in the description. Go to the link in the description. Really? Go to the link in the description and go and sign up to the vegan pledge. Sign up and you'll get free support to go vegan. They'll give you nutrition advice. They'll give you support in any ways that you need. Please be vegan, defend the animals, shut slaughterhouses down forever. They should not exist. I just want to let people know as well, I'm not at a halal slaughterhouse, I'm not at a kosher one. This is a standard stun slaughterhouse. But in fact, they have breaches in this facility. They're not stunning animals correctly. They're misuse of equipment, unhygienic. Check out Animal Aid FSA report on that as well. But even if they did do everything to the basic animal welfare standard, it's horrific. Taking away someone's life is a rights violation. Taking away their body, their bodily autonomy, kidnapping their babies, mutilating their genitals. That's what they do, these evil, disgusting farmers. Sending them to gas chambers. Watch Pignorant on Amazon Prime and see what they do to pigs. At 6 months old, they put piglets in gas chambers. When you say bacon, that's a baby pig who screams for their life in a torture chamber, and it is a torture chamber. The RSPCA even approve it. The RSPCA's Sure scheme approve it and make money off torturing animals. It's hell. The animals have no one. They have no one fighting for them except for vegan animal rights activists. And if you are not vegan, you are paying for the worst torture, abuse and murder of animals that you have ever seen. And if you haven't seen it, go and watch Dominion and see the reality for yourself. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you are anti-vegan. Please double tap this live and subscribe.
People are saying again, they keep saying, cows are not killed for dairy. Well, they're dairy cows.
They literally kill dairy cows in here. We just witnessed dairy cows going in here today and every day for the past however long. We have been at this slaughterhouse for months and months and months coming here. We go to others as well. We saw baby cows from the dairy industry, male calves who are classed as a waste product because they do not produce milk, get sent to slaughter, get sent to a slaughterhouse around 2 weeks old. Evil, because you're still in the breast milk intended for them. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. If you're someone who loves your dog, loves your cat, loves your rabbit, then understand that your dog could have been born into the body of the cows going to slaughter, who you're laughing at, who you're mocking. If you look into the eyes of the animal sat next to you right now, understand that these cows also are exactly the same as them in all the ways that matter. They're exactly the same as you in all the ways that matter.
Why are you here today? Why are you doing this?
I'm here to educate and defend the animals. I'm here to show people the reality because these industries are hidden. Like you can see, hidden behind these gated fences, security, cameras, fences with like spikes on here. They call the police on us all the time for showing you the reality. If they were doing something okay in here, they would not be afraid of transparency. Why are they cowards? Why do they hide away? Why do they get extra security? Two little guys on a gate to open a gate. Why don't they leave it on the automated system that is on? Why don't they invite us in for a tour? No, because if we went in, we'd see criminal activity. Is that what I believe? In every single investigation I've ever seen conducted on slaughterhouses and farmers, there's always criminal activity. 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet, 3 in the chat if you are anti-vegan. Double tap the screen and subscribe. Go to the link in the description, sign up to the vegan pledge, sign up to defend animals. That's what you're signing up to. If the word vegan like triggers you and makes you think, oh, I don't want to be one of them, sign up to defend animals. That's what you do. Stop paying people to stab animals for you. Stop paying for the used commodification of these sentient beings who want to live just like you and your family. They are no different to you and your family. 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. Someone who cares about animals, who doesn't consider themselves a bad person but they just don't know. If you're a number 2, please go and sign up to the vegan pledge. Go and sign up to defend the animals who need you so much. They're angels. 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. Double tap the screen. Please subscribe and we'll see you on the next live stream.